Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be testing out XL Galarian Stunfisk. As a matter of fact, it's level 50. I've had this for a while now. And how did I get those candies? Hatching. I didn't even walk this thing too much. So yeah, it's going to be at 98%. We're going to be pairing it up with several different Pokemon that are going to be pretty much taking the spotlight from it. Highlighting Roserade pretty much. This thing with Poison Jab, Weather Ball, and Leaf Tornado is just amazing. Testing out Kingdra, I haven't used this in a while. Had to actually make that back image. I didn't have one in stock ready to go, which is weird because I have one for every Pokemon. So the Kingdra is going to get some attention now. And then we're also going to be pairing it up with Shadow Dragonite, as you can see here, and Shadow Machamp. Also, we're going to be using Glade. And also, you don't want to miss out at the very end. I actually was able to find a moose again. It seems like they're always around during the winter time because the snow's kind of driving them down out of the mountains because it gets too deep, so they come into town where it's not so deep and they can move around freely. So summertime, they're, kind of more in the mountains. But there was one in my backyard again. We're going to be kind of following it with the drone, so stick around and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, as well as if you do enjoy that drone footage or just want to support me in general. It's free, and, well, that's all you got to do. Anyways, with that said, Kingdra, putting in work even up against the Empoleon. I've been up against that thing many times. You're sitting over there like, come on, I'm Steel type. What's going on here? It's just Dragon Breath. It's just that good. And Kingdra is an amazing Pokemon, especially because of the resistance to fire. So we're going to be swapping in our Galarian Stunfisk here, taking an Acid Spray, which is fine. Lowered our defense. That was their last Pokemon. A quick move, and we take the win here. So is it worth investing in this thing? Well, if you have the candies, yeah. I mean, absolutely. If you're level 50 and I'll go ahead and do that, it is going to be absolutely worth it. But don't try to break your back getting it or anything like that. So we're up against an Empoleon. This isn't good at all, but if we can land an Earthquake, we already know it's going to one-shot it. So they're going to be using a shield. We swap into our Kingdra here, which is going to be a generally safe swap into it. The only thing that can hit you with is going to be that Drill Peck. It's doing okay damage. I decided to just go ahead and go with the Outrage. I'm a gambling man, I suppose, but I'm not trying to get that debuff or anything. We're just going to go ahead and take him out there. And in comes Ampharos here, so we're taking neutral damage because of the water type that we do have, as well as the dragon typing. Going to go ahead and go for that Octazooka, and we're getting the debuff. Let's get it. So we're going to go ahead and let this attack go through. We're absolutely not going to shield this up. And we survive, or they undertap or something. And they're able to get in another quick move, which is not going to be great. Now remember this Ampharos here. I go ahead and go in with the Roserade resisting the electric moves. They bring in Glade, which we're taking super effective from Confusion. The charge moves are not very effective, but they're still going to be pretty effective because it's just Pokemon Go. Simple as that. Roserade is a great Pokemon, but there's only so much it can take. They're going to be actually confusioning us down, which is a good move on their behalf. We're going to go ahead and let this go through, calling the Leaf Blade, knowing that we have to save a shield, but at this point, we're going to have to shield this close combat, as simple as that, and then take them out. But I'm like thinking to myself, you know what? That Ampharos, there's something going on here, and you're going to see, yeah, they're going to go all the way with the Focus Blast, and they take the win. Let's go. Well done. So, good. I got to include some of these losses as well. It wasn't so great today as far as Go Battle League was concerned. The Galarian Stunfisk is amazing, but it's not some sort of god or anything. You need something to go up against it. It can definitely wall you. Anyways, we had that matchup with the Charizard. They're going to be bringing in that Venusaur. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Roserade here, and this is a great matchup. Sludge Bomb is still going to do quite a bit of damage, as you're going to see here, but we're still able to hold on here and spam these Weather Balls too. If they don't shield this up, it's going to go down. What do they want to do? And they're letting it go, as well as our Poison Jab doing a bunch. And down goes the Roserade. So Dragonite, that'd be a good idea, right? Well, I'm thinking Dragon Claw, so we're going to go ahead and go in here with the Galarian Stunfisk. We have to call a Blast Burn here, and it is a Dragon Claw bait, and then swap into a Lapras. And now I'm thinking, well, this isn't good. We have Shadow Dragonite in the back, which is going to take a ton of damage, and it's just not a good situation. So let's see if we can play around this. Going for the Rock Slide here, and they're still holding on to their shield. It's just the better move to go for in this specific situation. We're finally getting the shield because it is super effective, the Rock Slide, but we're not getting stabbed. Now I have to make the call here. Do we shield it up? I think we're going to have to do that. Shield it up, go Rock Slide, swap into Dragonite, and try to take it out before it gets off a charge move. Although, Surf doesn't really matter. We make a simultaneous swap here. And I'd say I'm in a pretty decent position here, unless they can get to another Dragon Claw. we're going to be able to get to ours. And our Dragon Tail's just doing a ton of damage. They have no more shields anyways. In comes Lapras. Quick moves are doing a ton to us, and we have a double KO, but I still had a Pokemon left, so we're taking the win. Alrighty, on to the next battle. What are we going to be met with? X-Legend here, and okay, this is great. We like to see this here. They're going to be instantly swapping into their Talonflame, and we're going to go ahead and bring in a good old trusty Shadow Dragonite, doing an extreme amount of damage with that Shadow Dragon Tail. And we just got to make sure we call the Brave Bird here. Do they want to go ahead and let their Talonflame go down? Flame Charge, it's okay. I'm not hitting myself over the head about that. We're just going to go ahead and carry on. All I know is I just need to win this matchup. It's perfectly fine here. If we have to use 2 shields, so be it. To bring in that Ampharos, we're going to farm this thing down, and they're going to go ahead and go Brave Bird here. They have no more shields, so I'm comfortable using both of mine. Now, let's see what we can do. And they're bringing that Ampharos back in. Obviously, we're not going to be building up to no Hurricane because it's resisted by Electric, so we're going to go ahead and go Dragon Claw, digging in crazy damage. Another simultaneous swap here. Are you guys on? You guys seeing this? Let's get it. And building up to Earthquake. Gonna KO this Empoleon. And they're like, wow. Okay. You got me. Good game. Alrighty. Gotta love those simultaneous swaps. Awesome. It's almost like I'm an AI. Right. Into the next battle here. We're met with a horrible lead. It's a Charm user on the Alolan Ninetales, which is great because we are going to take resisted damage as opposed to super effective to the Powdered Snow, and Powdered Snow is going to be very spammy for those Weather Balls, and it's all around good for us. Obviously not the Dragonite, but that doesn't matter. Alright, so up against the Umbreon here. Yeah, it's no big deal. We'll figure it out. We're both tanks over here. They're going to be able to outpace us, but the Earthquakes are no joke and are going to also hurt it quite a bit here. And I'm going to go ahead and go Rock Slide. I don't remember if I want to shield this up. I think we may let it just go. No, so what happens is we start playing chicken here, seeing who can survive the longest before we go down with as little amount of health as possible. As you can see, they're still going strong here. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and shield this up and farm you down. There you go. Perfect. I win. All right. So obviously they didn't care. They could have used a shield if they wanted to, but we're going to go ahead and hit that Rock Slide here on the Alolan Ninetales, and they're going to charm us down. And we're getting to another Rock Slide. This is amazing. Big stuff right here. We're not going to swap. We're going to let it go down because we're going to lock ourselves, and then they're going to counter us. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Roserade and shield this up, knowing it is going to be a Weather Ball. And they're going to swap into their Altaria. We're going to bring in Dragonite and, well, do the Dragonite thing. Now, the key here is we want it to survive. We don't want to take it out. Not that it matters because it kind of just worked out perfectly here. Now, I think I stopped tapping the screen. Didn't look like it, but I'm going to go ahead and farm down with the Roserade and go for the Weather Ball and take the win up against the Ninetales. Well, not quite. I was thinking, whoa, should have done more damage. I guess XL Ninetales is no joke, and it's also a non-stat fire move. So there we go. Now we're taking the win. That's the nice thing about the Charm, is it can be deadly to your team, but for my team, it's not going to be able to spam those Weather Balls, and it's perfect. So we're met with a Toxicroak here. Now, I like this matchup. We just have to look out for the Sludge Bomb, which it's going to be kind of obvious that they're going to go for that, but I guess they're not. They're going to swap. All right, opposite of what I said. So going for the Dragon Claw, just putting on pressure for that Nidoqueen and swapping into the Galarian Stunfisk. Even if it was Shadow, we can let an Earth Power go through. We're going to go ahead and let this one go through. Poison Jab is doing very little damage. We're still at a comfortable range of health here, so great. We're going to go ahead and go for Earthquake. Highly doubt that they're going to shield it. Exactly. They're going to come right back in here with the Toxicroak and go for those Mud Bombs and take us out here. And countering us down. Almost. Could have got off a Rock Slide and taken them out. I think that's why they went for it. So good call on their end. So we still have 2 shields. We're going to go ahead and bring in that Dragonite to finish off that Toxicroak. And what do they have in the back? It is going to be a Jellicent. Now this is going to get interesting here. Now what's going to happen is they just debuff the heck out of me. My attack is just going to go right down. And we're going to go for the Leaf Storm, which is going to sharply lower our attack even more harshly, which is 2 stages. So we're 3 stages down at this point. And now we're 4 stages down. And what's going to happen? We're not going to be able to make it. Well, I think we can. But the thing is, they're not going to go down because, well, our attack is so debuffed. So what's going to happen is I'm going to swap into the Dragonite here just to reset the debuff. Go back in with the Leaf Storm and then take out that Jellicent. And we're looking good. We still had a shield just in case we needed to use it. And we're looking good into the next battle. Leading with Dragonite, we're met with an Escavalier. And this is actually okay, I suppose, even though we're flying. So Dragon Tail is just chunking away to that Steel type, going for a Mega Horn, big damage right away, shielding it up. Good call on our end here. I mean, Aerial Ace is still going to do a ton of damage. I would have shielded that up anyways, nonetheless. Drill Run is the only thing that we are protected from, but they're not. I mean, they could have Acid Spray and Drill Run, but yeah. Bringing in a Snorlax, fully loaded on the Dragonite here, going for the Dragon Claw. And now I go for a Hurricane, which I rarely do. And, of course, I mean, I'm missing bubbles like... I didn't care. I figured they were going to shield, and of course they did. So we could have made it to an extra Dragon Claw if we didn't do that. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? So I do something pretty crazy here, and I go in with the Galarian Stunfisk. And why would I don't mean... I had a reason to do this at the time. So they're going to go Superpower. We're going to let this go through. And now they just lowered their attack. So what we're going to do is swap into Roserade and start farming up since they lowered their defense. And they back out at that point. We take the win. I wonder what they had in the back. Into the next battle, we're met with a Alolan Muck, and we're leading with Machamp Shadow. All right, let's go. Galarian Stunfisk, as you can see, is good, but it seems like everything else is just seems more exciting, right? So this is a good matchup for us. We do need to be careful, of course, for the Sludge Wave. Dark Pulses will start to add up, even though we resist those. Shadow, you know, Shadow extra damage. We're going to go ahead and farm it down at the expense of using a shield, bringing in a Kingdra, which is great. These cross chops are going to do a lot of damage. So we're getting one shield, and could have maybe went for Rock Slide, but let's see if they want to shield this up, a double. Yes, they do. They want to double it up on the Kingdra, farming us down. We have one shield, and we want to go in here with, I think, Galarian Stunfisk, and then just go for Earthquake. But I'm going to go ahead and do the exact opposite of what I just said. So I think the reason why is in case they go for the Octazooka, but I'm calling an Outrage. Well played. Swapping into an Empoleon, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Leaf Storm. Wow, big damage. Swapping into the Galarian Stunfisk here. Almost getting to that Rock Slide, as you can see. A Hydro Cannon is not going to take us out, so that's perfectly fine. Can't farm down at this point. It doesn't really matter. Just going to go ahead and hit a couple of those. The game is a little bit laggy there. And then in comes the Kingdra. Can we... Okay, we're going to go straight for Earthquake, not Rock Slide. I think that's the better play. We would have been stuck in the water, hitting us with the Octazooka. So yeah, nice. Well done. I guess to myself. Alright, so into the next battle. And this is why I love leading Machamp Shadow. We're met with an Empoleon. Well, when you get good leads, of course. They're swapping into Kingdra, and this is still a pretty good matchup for me here. The things in the back, I mean, you know... Roserade's going to be able to resist the Octazooka if they do go for that. We already said that, but Outrage is still within their range, so calling it again, so good there. And we're going to go ahead and farm it down. Great. And we are down to shield, bringing in an Empoleon here. Now, this is weird. There's some lag going on here. We're going to go ahead and go for our Weather Ball, see if we can get a shield. No shield. Okay, I think we do go for the Leaf Storm now. If they shield this up, then that's not good. Alright, that's perfect. We're taking out the Empoleon, bringing in that Dragonite, farming us down. We have the Galarian Stunfisk here. They have two shields. Now, this can be a bit of a problem. Yeah, well, you're thinking, well, you got Galarian Stunfisk with the shield. I mean, you should be okay. Yeah, technically. So we're going to go ahead and throw in the Machamp, though, just to have them use up their energy. Now, what I would have done here, well, maybe not, because it would have costed them a shield, but not completely hit all the bubbles so they can farm a little bit of extra. But I'm not trying to be that guy who's like, well, they should have done this, right? You know, they play the way it is, and let's see how what they have to bring to the table. So they're going for a Hurricane. Nice call. Doing a little bit extra damage other than the Dragon Claw there. And they're using their final shield. Now, the problem is our quick move. We're not doing squat. While the Dragon Breath is resisted on them, but it's still digging in. You already know what it is. But we're going to be able to get to the Rock Slide here. Very nice. Kind of a close battle. And looking good. So Dragonite can have some nice play up against a Galarian Stunfisk, as you can see here. Next battle, we're met with a Glade with a Machamp lead. Now, that's a bad lead you don't want. And Glade. Now, if you're thinking, well, what are you going to do when you get a Glade lead with this team? Well, here you go. Let's take a look. It's very bad. It's not good at all. When they load it up on energy, we're, up a shield, but it doesn't really matter. They can get to 2 close combats, and that's a good night's sleep tight for us. They can retreat with that Glade back there, and we got to figure out a situation. So they're swapping into a Kingdra, and we're calling the Leaf Blade, holding on to our shield. and going for an Earthquake and swapping into a Machamp to farm down. I wanted to hit that cross chop, but they're going to be going for their charge move first. We have to shield this up no matter what. No attack debuff, farming down. Okay. Can we make this up? They're bringing in an Ampharos. Surprised they did that. Maybe to just absorb the charge moves at this point, because they know they need that Glade with that energy that it still has accumulated on it. Going for another cross chop here. Unfortunately, not able to take out the Ampharos. That would have maybe changed this. Yeah, that would have changed this whole thing. But yeah, this is how I deal with the Glade lead. I really can't too much. Kind of work around it and figure out a situation. As you can see, I'm dancing. Dancing around, and I'm not just sitting in the corner. So we almost won that. But yeah, good game. All right. Into the next battle here. What are we going to be met with? It is a Machamp. Oh, the table has turned. Oh, the tables have turned. Swapping into a Mandibuzz XL. We're going to go ahead and bring in the star of the show. All right, so these are both tanky Pokemon. The difference is we're not taking super effective damage. It's not going to be Stab Rock Slide, but it's still going to be doing quite a bit. They're going to be able to hit us with neutral dark moves here, as you can see. And, I mean, this is going to just show you how tanky Mandibuzz is. And this is a good Pokemon. I don't have the candies ready for it. I haven't worked on it. Maybe if I started to do more of the eggs, getting those eggs, then I could probably, get it. But I'm honestly not really interested in it. But it is a fantastic Pokemon, so take a look. As you can see here, holding its own, used one shield so far. And we have as well, going for another Rock Slide, super spammy. The quick move, they don't need to worry about that. And I do think we're just going to let it go. We survived this. And can we get to another Rock Slide? It was so close. I wanted to kind of shield it up, but I knew it's not worth it. We're just going to go ahead and go in here. I think we go in here with Glade. Yeah, I mean... Yep, why would I do that? Because I'm going to get farm off of it. They're going to hit me with an Aerial Ace here, but we're getting a lot of energy. And it's going to work. It's going to work. Let's see if we can make it work. And they're bringing in a Clefable. Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, we're going to go ahead and swap into our Roserade here. Build up a little bit of extra energy. Getting this off before they do hit their charge move, because we don't want to waste a shield on a Psychic or a Meteor Mash. Bringing in a Machamp, and this Roserade is going to be able to handle both of them here. Going to go ahead and shield this up. And they still have one shield, so we don't really want to go for Leaf Storm quite yet. It is a Shadow, so pretty squishy. And we are shieldless as well. Getting to another Weather Ball. Folks, this is going to be a close one. What did I say? Roserade stealing the show all the time. Let's go. We take the win. Alrighty. Let's get it into the next battle here. And we're going with Glade into a Politoed, and that is good because of the Leaf Blade. They're going to be swapping into their Altaria, and we're just going to go ahead and bring in that Stunfisk here. And let everything go through. It does not matter. As a matter of fact, we want to come out of this with energy. We're so comfortable that that's exactly what is going to happen. But we don't want to take our sweet time to the point that the clock is up and they can swap and catch. So we got to be cautious and aware of that. So always kind of pay attention to that too. It's another way for you to not, throw a move into something that they're going to catch it with. And as you can see, we overfarmed like a fool. And we go for another one here. We're going to be coming out of this with energy. I wanted to not hit all of them. Maybe wanted to farm a little bit with the quick move. And they're bringing in an Obstagoon. So it's a good thing we did farm up a bit. So now we can go for the Earthquake. Are they going to let it go through? Great. Bringing it down below half health. And we're in a great position here. The Roserade's going to be resisting the fighting counter damage. The Glade is as well. But we don't really, confusion damage to that thing is massively resisted, and I don't really feel like going into that battle right now, so we're just going to go ahead and do the Roserade deal. And we have one shield left, they have two. What is going on here? And we're going to let this one go as well. And I do believe we swap now to farm, but they swap as well, bringing in that Politoed again. And this is where Glade is going to love to see this thing. We're just going to be able to spam it quite fast. Confusion charges it up quick. The thing is, Leaf Blade just doesn't take that much energy. It's so nice. We're going to go ahead and let this Weather Ball go through. And letting the other one go through as well. Still holding on to our shields. Still holding on to them. The Roserade is like, what? Has like 5 HP. And so does this thing. We're really holding on to that shield for an emergency. Down they go. And swapping into Roserade with energy. Instantly going for the Wither Ball to take the win. And we still had that stinking shield. Let's get it. Alrighty, folks. Got about a couple more battles for you here. We met with a Swampert, and this is actually a good lead. So we had some really awesome lag right there. As you can see, some puttering, losing track of counting and all that stuff. It's fun. So we're building up to almost 2 Leaf Blades. Going to go ahead and throw the first one. They're going to have to shield this up if they wanted to survive. That's a given. And we're going to let this go through. Hopefully it's a Hydro Cannon and not an Earthquake. All right, beautiful. Going for another Leaf Blade, but they did throw in a Pokemon to catch this here. And it is going to be the Ninetales, which is still going to do neutral damage, so it's not all bad. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our Stunfisk because, well, it doesn't want to see a Swampert, and it absolutely wants to see an Alolan Ninetales. But the thing about Ninetales XL is it is going to be able to put on that damage with the Powder Snow and Wither Ball spam. If it's able to, continuously spam these things. If you try to farm too much, be careful because it's going to be bringing you down. Then again, it could be a good thing because you kind of want to end the battle sometimes with very little health so they can't farm you with the next Pokemon, right? Which I'm going to be coming out of this battle with some energy. Actually, that's a good amount. No, that's a good amount. That's actually great. Going to go straight for the Earthquake here. And they're shielding it up, swapping into Glade, starting to build up our energy, and we're going to just let it go through, unfortunately. I don't know, kind of just a sacrificial Pokemon right there. They have no more shields, so it doesn't really matter. That Swampert, it's low on health. They did catch this. Very nice. Very nice. Would have loved to get off that Leaf Tornado, but it is going to be what it is. And I think I called the Hydro Cannon here. We're going to let it go because Machamp with the Rock Slide, don't really want to see it. Building up a little bit more extra energy so we can get to the next one when they do bring in their Machamp here. And there it is. This is exactly why we needed that shield. Yes, we would have had more health if they got the... if we shielded up the Hydro Cannon, but it doesn't really matter. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and check out the Moose. It was pretty fun following it with the drone. Thanks for watching and take care.